Hello guys, and welcome back to Car Obsession. You joining me with the brand new Audi RS5. Oh yeah, let's go for a quick spin. Right, so let's start the car up, see how she sounds. Fruity, to say the least. Okay, stop bleeping at me. So, I've only got this car for about 20 minutes or so, so this is very much a first drive. These are my first impressions. Right, and away we go. Now, to say I'm looking forward to this would be an understatement. So, whilst I'm just getting out of the hotel grounds, let me talk you through the engine. So, under the bonnet, we have a 2.9 litre twin turbo V6. Now, some of you may think, oh, it's turbocharged. Oh, it's a V6. Oh no, oh. No, I prefer the old car. Well, let me tell you this. This new engine, it has 170 Newton meters torque more than the last car. Just let that sink in for a few moments. This has 170 Newton meters torque more. So let me talk you through the power. It has 450 horsepower with 600 Newton meters of torque. If you prefer that in pound-feet, that is 443. It is mated to a 7-speed S-tronic gearbox, and of course it is mated to the famous quattro all-wheel drive system. This is permanently all-wheel drive, although the power is able to shift from axle to axle depending on your driving experience and your driving conditions. In regard to the other performance figures, this car will hit 62 miles per hour in just 3.9 seconds. And the top speed is 155. However, if you pay Audi a bit of extra money, the speed limiter is increased to 174 miles per hour. Yeah, pretty brisk indeed. Of course, I've got a selection of driving modes. So what mode am I in at the moment? Let's see. I've got to be in dynamic. So I've got comfort, auto, dynamic, or individual. I think for this brief drive, we need to put it into dynamic. So, right, let's open up the taps. Hell's bells, that is, yeah, that's pretty rapid. So I've got a few corners, let's see what the handling is like. The handling is nice and flat. I was expecting the steering to be just a bit heavier, and you may think I'm a bit mad, but I don't know, the steering just feels just a touch light. However, it is direct, so I've got no complaints there. This car, it is a weapon. It really, really is. Just poke the accelerator and this car is ready to blast you into next year. Some of you may prefer the older, naturally aspirated engine, but this twin turbo V6, the pickup, the response is fantastic. Yeah, this is a car that could get you into a lot of trouble. Yeah. I know this is a boring subject, but let's talk about the ride and the comfort and the refinement. The ride is of course firm, but you know what, it's more compliant than what I was expecting, especially once you get the car up to speed. It doesn't waft along, but at the same time, I don't feel like my teeth are about to fall out. It's definitely quite agreeable. Road noise is also better than I expected, because I had the Audi TTS a few weeks ago, and yeah, that did offer up quite a lot of tyre noise, but the RS5, there is a bit, of course, but not too roary. Right, so going into 30 miles per hour, let's make it a bit more mellow. Let's pop it into comfort. There's still an element of firmness for sure. It is still a bit jiggly. However, you know what? You could easily daily this car, and the interior, like any other Audi, is simply sublime. I've got the wonderful Audi virtual cockpit in front of me. I've got a large touchscreen to my left. I've got lots of mod cons, but that's just as well because this is not a cheap car. In fact, I'm going to cut to a voiceover so I can talk you through about the price and what is included. You may want to sit down for that bit. Ah yes, the price. Available as either a coupe or a sportback, the RS5 commands an asking price of £68,985. Standard features include 20-inch alloys, RS styling, performance exhaust, LED headlights, LED rear lights, RS Supersport front seats trimmed with leather and Alcantara with massage function, heating function and electronic adjustment, panoramic roof, power tailgate, keyless entry, Audi virtual cockpit, MMI navigation plus system, wireless phone charging, sport differential, RS Drive Select, front and rear parking sensors, 3-zone climate control and a good amount of safety features. I'm yet to really fully open up the beans on this car, but one thing I will say is the noise doesn't feel quite as raucous in here as you may want it to be. Now this is of course a car made for refinement. That lorry is a bit wide, got to be careful. This is made for refinement, so I imagine some buyers won't really want a lot of engine noise to be pumped into the cabin, but at the same time, now I quite like a bit of engine noise and exhaust noise. I don't know, maybe once I get it up here I can open the taps a bit more and hopefully I have a nicer audio experience. So for that I will of course need to pop the car back into dynamic. Sorry comfort, but I've got bored of you. There we go, dynamic. Oh yes, you can hear the valves open up. It sounds good, but just it feels like I'm sat too far away from the exhaust, if that makes sense. Away we go. Wow. Okay, on the brakes are good. You can have carbon ceramics as an option to give you better stopping power and to give you less fade, of course. On the brakes once more. Wow. Yeah, they're really responsive. And the feedback on the pedal is quite good as well. Some brakes I can feel a bit too sharp, but no such complaints there. Turn it in. And because of the quattro all-wheel drive, you can get on the power really early as well. And big Audis over the years have been known to understeer. So far, I've got no complaint with the RS5. And it feels relatively nimble through the corners as well. I don't think it feels quite as big as what it is. And that's impressive stuff. And the gearbox, it is super slick, but what else would you expect from Audi? Super slick, super responsive, but at the same time, it's still quite smooth. You know, when you change up, you don't do that into your seat and feel like you've been kicked by a horse or something. Right, pop it into manual mode. Just slow down a little bit, see what the changes are like when you do them manually. Okay, into third. Okay, foot down. Woof. This car is so fast it realigns your senses, but because you've got that quattro system, you can pretty much use all of this power all of the time. This is definitely a performance car. You could use it every day, and you know, I'd like to call this an everyday supercar. I know this isn't a supercar, but because you've got that much performance and you have the practicality as well. Okay, headroom in the back isn't great, but the legroom is better than I was expecting, and of course you have a big carnivorous boot as well. It's pretty gargantuan.
Oh my god.
That really just takes off.
Oh, it's messed my head up.
It's a good thing this car doesn't have wings, because I'm pretty sure I would have left the tarmac by now. But despite this savagery, it's really civilised in here. It's difficult to really, you know, this is only a 20-minute drive, give or take, but it's difficult to really pick any faults with the car. I would definitely need to spend longer with it, and who knows, I might get one of these for a week someday. You never know. Oh. On my short drive though, I am very impressed. It's extremely capable. And although the engine note isn't quite what I would want it to be, I simply cannot argue with the performance on tap. It feels so brawny because of the turbochargers. It's a really responsive engine. I can't detect any turbo lag whatsoever. There's no delay, just poke the throttle and literally you are away. Impressive stuff. Yes, it is a smaller engine, but it has more torque, it's more responsive. Those elements can only be a good thing. Yes, okay, it may not sound as good as the old engine, but if we're talking about performance, this is better. It just is. Yeah, I'm glad I don't own one of these, because I would lose my license quicker than you could say RS5. Yeah, wow. This thing it's mega. It's really good. I suppose the only real downside is the price, because this is not a cheap car. But hey, if you're looking to buy a supercar, but you want something that's more practical, usable every day, and still offers, you know, a very, very good amount of performance, then the RS5 is going to tick plenty of boxes. It really is. I'll be honest, I didn't think I'd be wowed as much by this car as I have been, because the TTS, it left me feeling a little bit cold, a little bit numb, but whew, this car, it's made me feel alive. It really has. Whew. Who needs caffeine? Buy one of these. Okay, this will be a lot more expensive than your average jar of Nescafe, but still, call for a sheer adrenaline hit. Ooh. Oh, I need to have a cold shower to calm myself down. Oh, thank God there's traffic lights, so I can stop and regain my composure. And it gives me a chance to really just appreciate the inside. Just, it's a very nice place to be. But what else would you expect from Audi? You've got nice gloss black detailing, soft touch dashboard, plenty of leather. I like the detailing on the paddles for the gearbox. Yeah, it's a very refined and premium place to be. Of course, we've got lots of toys, lots of goodies. Sadly, it's about time I give it back. Oh man, I don't want to give it back. I want to keep driving. But, as they say, all good things must come to an end. So I really must give this car back to Audi. I'm sure there's someone waiting for it. So, sadly, it is time for me to finish this video. I hope you have enjoyed it, guys. I know I've really enjoyed making it. If you have enjoyed it, please like, subscribe and ring my bell so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time, guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession. Whoa, this is good. Whoa, I want one. I need one now.